I was happening, y'all. It's your boy Rico from StreetScores, and the Washington Commanders just leaped up the national power rankings, proving everybody wrong versus the Bears. After that win, even some of the doubters are starting to come around now because we lost to the Ravens and some people wanted to put us down even though the Ravens are one of the best teams in the NFL. And then after we whooped on the Panthers, people wanted to downplay it and act like we didn't beat anybody. But now a lot of people are coming around after that Bears win. Some people are saying we're Super Bowl contenders, and I also have some stats for like our percentage chance of making the playoffs, percentage chance of going to the Super Bowl, all of that. But before we dive into everything, make sure you stiff arm that like button, stiff arm the subscription button, and stiff arm the bell next to that subscription button so you get notification each and every time I release an informative and opinionated video just like this one. Make sure you stay tuned for all of the content. Again, appreciate y'all for pulling up to every video. I promise y'all this week, for real, I'm end up busy around Halloween, but I definitely want to get to some exclusive film sessions that are exclusive only to channel members before and after Halloween. I already know Halloween is going to be ugly for me, but I'm going to make sure I get those to y'all this week. And let's go ahead and dive into this video, man, right now. Let's get it. Adam. All right, so shouts out to Scott Jennings of Hogs Haven for organizing all of these power rankings. He even let you know off rip our highest point on any of these power rankings from all of these different national media experts and websites and all of these type of different places. The highest we are is 3. The lowest we are is 12. That's really interesting. And our average between all of them is 7. Let's dive into it. We're going to start top to bottom. So we have 2 websites that have us number 3 in the entire NFL. Number 3, the third best team out of all 32 teams in the NFL. They say that we are better than 29 other teams in the NFL. So you have Clutch Points, and they said going all week with uncertainty at quarterback, the Washington Commanders were very happy to have rookie quarterback Jaden Daniels back in their lineup. Leading a low-scoring game through the first 3 quarters, the Commanders needed a miraculous game-winning Hail Mary to go their way, and it did. Connecting with Noah Brown on the final play of the game, the Commanders pulled a lucky rabbit out of the hat at just the right time as they comfortably sit atop the NFC East with a 6-2 and undefeated home record. Just to let you know, they are. I don't like the fact that some people are calling that Hail Mary luck. I'm working on a video right now that's going to probably come out tomorrow when I help break down like why that was not luck, but we'll worry about that later. For now, though, they still gave us our credit because they felt like we were the 4th best team in the NFL before that game even started, and now they feel like we're the 3rd. Then you also have Number Fire. They don't have any explanation, but last week they had us 7th. Now they have us 3rd. Now let's dive into the places that have us 4th. You have Sports Illustrated. Last week they had us 6th. Now they have us 4th. They said, full thoughts on the Commanders here. I'll follow with this. I did not see a holding call, or at least one that would unholster the flag on that final drive. Sure, by the letter of the law, that was a hand on the back, but this was the coaching issue on Chicago's part. Washington took advantage, and I'll credit Dan Quinn here. People make fun of his Pete Carroll reminiscent relentless positivity, but boy does that resonate when you are trying to get into position for a 1 in a million Hail Mary and you have to do a ton of things right. That's a good point too. I didn't even necessarily think about that. I appreciate that unique aspect right there. Whereas Dan Quinn's positivity helps a lot. Of course, everybody knows that Jaden Daniels is one of the main reasons, if not literally the biggest reason why this team truly believes in itself. But it's also top to bottom. The front office, coaching staff, all of the players, all of the veterans on the team, all of the young guns, the rookies that are stepping up and exploding onto the scene like Mike Sanford and Johnny Newton. But also Dan Quinn's extreme positivity does have an effect on this team, and it probably took all of that to be combined for that Hail Mary to possibly happen. It wasn't just Jaden Daniels alone. It was everybody believing as an entire team, an entire organization. Again, they had a 6th last week. Sports Illustrated has us 4th this week. Then you have a few people that have us number 5. NFL.com. They have us 5th now. They had a 7th last week, moving up 2 spots to 5th overall in the NFL this week. When Jaden Daniels is named Defensive Rookie of the Year, we'll look back at Sunday's Hail Mary as the moment he really pulled away. Daniels, who seemed unlikely to even suit up for the contest throughout much of the last week, outgunned Caleb Williams for most of the game, but still needed the rabbit to come out of the hat. There was luck, sure, but Daniels also made that play happen by wearing the Bears rushers keeping a confused secondary in scramble mode and delivering a well-placed teardrop that was tipped into the hands of Noah Brown. Clearly, Washington practiced that one well. And in that one play, you saw the seeds of the offseason plan paying off. The significant coaching upgrade, the brilliance of the Daniels pick, and the payoff of a slew of hungry veterans such as Brown, all filling key roles for a 6-2 football team. I mean, I couldn't have worded it any better than that. And just to let y'all know, as I'm reading through these are my first time reading and seeing these explanations for why we have these rankings that they gave us. So that's my first time seeing that. I couldn't agree more. Don't forget a game defense that has now turned in impressive showings in 4 of the past 5 games. This team is real, folks. Again, NFL.com had us 7th last week, now has us 5th. Then you have Fox Sports, and you have 2 Fox Sports people. You have Brooks and Hellman, each have us 5th overall right now. Brooks had us 5th last week, kept us at 5 going into this week as well. And then Hellman had us 7th last week and rose us up 2 spots to now 5th as well. So you have 2 people from Fox Sports separately that have us 5th out of all NFL teams. Starting with Brooks, he said the legend of Jayden Daniels continues to grow. And I like the fact that he said continue to grow. It didn't start with the Hail Mary. The Hail Mary is just another part of it. He already had a legend growing before then. Thank you for that. With the Hail Mary cementing his superhero status, the dynamic dual threat can single-handedly carry the Commanders to a win with or without his supporting cast playing up to par. And I can't admit, receivers were dropping a lot of passes, and then losing both of your top 2 left tackles hurt a lot as well, because Trent Scott was out there selling us at times, but I still appreciate him for going out there and not being completely terrible. As Dan Quinn continues to tweak the defensive lineup and tactics to maximize his personnel, the Commanders can rest easy knowing number 5 can throw on his cape and rescue them from any situation. And that's a great point, man. That's why it's so easy for everybody to believe and for everybody to 100% buy in from top to bottom, because you know, when in doubt, if I do my part, it's going to be worth it. That extra mile I ran in practice, those extra push-ups I did at home, practice, gym, whatever, like the extra little bit of effort that I do, it matters. It really matters. It adds up, because as long as I do what I'm supposed to do, I know those guys are going to do what they're supposed to do. I know that quarterback's going to do what he's supposed to do. I know this defense, when in doubt, is going to get us a stop when they need one, and that makes everybody believe in. I felt like at the beginning of the season, guys were bought in, but it wasn't to the level that we are now, because receivers weren't blocking well on the outside. Suddenly, we start winning a few games. Now all of the receivers can block on the outside for screens, for Jayden Daniels in the run game, for the running backs. Now our receivers can block, and that's just one part of like one explanation, one obvious example of like how this team is bought in. There's several of them all over the place, coaching staff, front office, roster, everywhere. But I just feel like that one is more specifically like, man, this is clear evidence that this team is fully bought in. Those first couple of weeks, they weren't blocking well. The receivers weren't. Now they are. And you can just tell that they just know, man, if I just do my part with this block, if I just hustle until the whistle blows, we're going to do great things, because everybody else, because just imagine you're giving your 110%, giving your all every play, every week, every practice, everything, every game, and then it doesn't matter. It doesn't result in wins because somebody else is being lazy. Somebody else is not doing their part. You tend to kind of like, I mean, it's just human nature. You just kind of just let it go. You stop caring as much. You stop giving your all. And this team, that winning culture is starting to build. And that, when I say winning culture, I don't know what everybody else means, but I mean that everybody's bought in, because we see proof in the pudding. We see that my effort leads to success and wins. And that's tough to come by, man. And then again, Fox Sports also has Hellman over there, also ranked us 5th. He said, for 1 week, let's shelve the discussion about how far the Commanders can go or whether they're the best team in the NFC East. Let's just celebrate the fact that football is alive and well and fun in the Washington, D.C. area. Hey, man, hallelujah to that, man. Amen. After a generation of misery and ineptitude, it's fun to see the Commanders fan base have this moment. Thank you. Thank you from an outsider to acknowledge, man. It's great for us to finally have this back. We haven't been like this since the early 90s. Again, I wasn't allowed to see any of it, so this is a new feeling for me. Then, we're also ranked 6th overall in power rankings by CBS Sports. You have Prisco over there. Last week, he had his 9th. Now he has a 6th. He said, it took a Hail Mary on the final play to beat the Bears, but they will take it. Getting the victory with Jayden Daniels banged up was big. I mean, Bears, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. It's only going to get worse from here, because you caught us down bad. You caught us without our top 2 left tackles. You caught us with our quarterback in serious pain all game. I mean, you caught us like at the worst moment and we still beat y'all. So, hey, man, it's not sitting pretty for y'all looking forward. Also, Pro Football Talk had us ranked 6th overall. They had us ranked 7th last week, moved us up one spot after the Bears' victory. They said they're looking like a team of destiny. I love that, man. I love the way that sounds. Then, as far as the websites and national media members that have us ranked 7th, I would say this is probably the biggest group of any number, like the ranked 3rd, ranked 4th, ranked 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, all the way down to 13th again. The one that's the most common is this one right here, 7th ranking. ESPN had us ranked 9th last week, now 7th. And of course, like I always explain with these power ranking videos, ESPN has like a whole group of people that do these power rankings and put them together. This is not just one writer like 99% of these other power rankings that I'm giving you. But at the same time, they let each team representative from ESPN speak on their behalf. So even though John Com is not the one that ranked us 7th, he speaks on our behalf. But he also said best of off-season edition, obviously quarterback Jaden Daniels. He also said Daniels, the number 2 overall pick and early favorite to win the NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year, has made intelligent and highlight plays. Not just a Hail Mary to beat Chicago. And he has provided hope for a franchise that has sought an answer at quarterback for decades. He has thrown for 1,736 yards and 7 touchdowns and rushed for 424 yards and 4 scores already. Daniels' 72.7 QBR ranks 5th in the NFL. Washington's cumulative QBR was 40.3 from 2018 to 2023. That is insane. I may need to put that stat to the side and bring that up in another video. Man, I got to bring that up. Sound real smart. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to John Collin for that one. Then you have Kendall over there after the Athletic. They had us ranked 8th last week against 7th this week. Then they have something scary for every team. All he had to point out was Jaden Daniels' ribs. Nothing really else to go from there. They continue on saying if anything happens to the rookie quarterback, Washington fans might never recover. Daniels clearly was not at full strength late in Sunday's showdown against Caleb Williams in Chicago, although it didn't keep him from throwing a 52-yard Hail Mary touchdown as the time expired to lift the Commanders to another win. Daniels is 2nd in the league in EPA per dropback at .25 and quarterback rushing yards at 424. Stop playing with him. Then you have Yahoo Sports, last week ranked us 8th, now 7th, moved us up one spot after the Bears win. They said, lost in the Hail Mary madness, the Commanders defense played pretty well. At one point in the 4th quarter, Caleb Williams completed 4 of 16 passes for 36 yards. That's embarrassing. My quarterback could never. Washington's offense is so good. If the defense keeps improving, the NFC East race will be a lot of fun. No matter of fact, if we keep improving, the NFC East race won't be any fun. Right now, it's fairly interesting, but if we get better, this won't even be fair for the other teams because I already feel like we're better than them. And I feel like we're the newest team, we're the rawest team, and the fact that we're already better than them and we haven't even figured it all out yet, we're not even at our maximum capacity of team chemistry like the Dallas Cowboys and the Eagles probably are close to. I think it's actually scary business for them boys over there, but you know, it is what it is. Then you have USA Today. Last week ranked 10th after beating the Giants. After beating the Bears. I'm getting ahead of myself. 7-2 NFC East showdown next week. After we beat them, whatever. But we're not going to get there yet. After beating the Bears, went from 10 to 7 for USA Today. They said, amazingly, a team led by rookie quarterback Jaden Daniels is also on pace for 500 points. Though Sunday was the first time it was held to fewer than 20 points this season. That's interesting. A crucial stretch upcoming for the NFC East leaders who will see all 3 of their division rivals over the next 4 weeks. Let's get it, man. I ain't worried about them. I ain't scared. Let's get it. Then sporting news. Last week had us ranked 9th after the Bears win. Now ranked 7th. The Commanders saw Jaden Daniels add to his already immense rookie legend with a Hail Mary to beat the Bears, but they're not in position to win that game or many others without Dan Quinn's work to make the defense look a lot more daunting. Let's get it, man. Then you have Walter Football. Last week ranked us 9th, now 7th. I also marked down the Redskins for a loss. How could I forget the Hail Mary? It was shocking to see Jaden Daniels make so many great plays. He wasn't 100%, but this performance will add to his legacy. Thank you for acknowledging the fact that it wasn't just a Hail Mary. Some other people pointed it out so far in this video as well, but I really want to emphasize that Hail Mary was not all that Jaden Daniels did. He made some MVP award-winning level throws throughout that game before the Hail Mary. Some of that, first of all, just the fact that he was in pain, but sometimes pressure in his face, off the back foot, perfectly accurate throw. I mean, even the Zach Ertz should have been touchdown. Shouts out to the rest for hating on this, but also Zach Ertz on your end, if you just catch that and make it more definitive, like this is a catch, this should be a touchdown, then we don't even have to worry about the refs butting in. So I blame the refs, but I also blame Zach Ertz there a little bit. But Jaden Daniels threw a perfect dot there, but that ends up being an incompletion on the stat sheet. So if you're only looking at the stat sheet and not actually watching what actually happened in the game, you would think that Jaden Daniels didn't have as amazing of a game as he actually did even before the Hail Mary. Don't just acknowledge the Hail Mary as the only great thing he did that game. He ran for a couple of first downs on 3rd and longs when we needed it most. That guy balled out. I don't know what some people are saying where they just acting like the Hail Mary was the only good play. Then you have Bleeding Green Nation. Last week ranked us 8th, now 7th. They said, I'd say it's better to be lucky than good sometimes, but honestly, the Commanders deserve to beat Chicago. Thank you. And I believe Bleeding Green is probably even like is that an Eagles fan or a Packers fan? I'm leaning towards Eagles. So thank you, outside of this, not even a burgundy and gold fan. I mean, all of these people are national media members. I don't think anybody's a Commanders fan, but this may even be an Eagles fan, a division rival here, saying this. Continuing on, the Hail Mary was actually a ball don't lie moment considering Jaden Daniels outplayed Caleb Williams. Thank you. Not to mention the Commanders outgained their opponent by 174 yards and turned the ball over less. For the first time in a very long time, the vibes in Landover, Maryland are very good. Then you have Sharp Football Analysis had us ranked 8th last week, now 7th with no explanation attached. We're going to keep it pushing. Then as far as the people that have us ranked 8th in the NFL in their power rankings, the 33rd team had us ranked 8th last week and kept us right at 8, moving on after the Bears win. They said no team in the NFL is more fun to watch right now than the Washington Commanders. Who would have thought anybody would have ever said that? You would have told me that 3 years ago, I would have never believed you. Even when all hope seems to be lost, they find a way to win. It's beautiful, isn't it? That's what happened, and I'm so mad at the Ravens too because they lost that game against the Browns because they couldn't catch, but they were catching everything against us, so thanks for that. We should honestly be 7-1, but y'all trolled us. Y'all played y'all A game against us and then went against the Browns and got lazy. I don't know what that was. Either way though, continuing, that's what happened on Sunday as Jaden Daniels delivered the play of the year. Hitting Noah Brown on a game-winning Hail Mary touchdown pass, sitting at 6-2, the Commanders are in a great spot to make a run to the postseason and win the NFC East, and with Daniels playing at an MVP level, this might really be their year. Talk to him. Talk to him, 33rd team. I'm going to start clicking on your articles more often. Then you have New York Post, had us ranked 8th last week, kept us at 8th, just like the 33rd team did. They said there's magic brewing with rookie quarterback Jaden Daniels, who shook off a rib injury in a bad game. Whoa, bad game. To uncork a 52-yard Hail Mary that was caught for a touchdown by Noah Brown with no time remaining in an 18-15 win against the Bears. It's crazy it took us this many articles to finally get the final score said by somebody. I mean, we all know the final score, but I just thought that was interesting. The Commanders led most of the way, but fell behind with 25 seconds remaining. Don't say Jaden Daniels had a bad game. You didn't watch the tape. You were just looking at stats. And even the stats aren't that bad, so I'm still confused there. But either way, thank you for the 8th overall power ranking spot. Then you have Sports Not, last week ranked 10th after beating the Bears, now 8th. Jaden Daniels for MVP? Yes, plenty of good fortune on that Hail Mary led to the Washington Commanders victory. However, the Commanders drafted Daniels in large part because of his phenomenal deep ball and elite athleticism. Thank you. This was, I mean, you can't necessarily say we exactly planned that eventually we'll need him to throw a Hail Mary. Maybe they did. But it's not like all of this just happened by accident and pure luck. I hate that some people are saying that right now, especially guys like Adam Rank. We're going to talk about him a little later. Those two skills made the difference in that game-winning play. Lost in this win, the Commanders' defense looked good. Both of those things together make this a dangerous football team moving forward. Thank you very much. Then you have Pro Football Network. They had us ranked 8th last week, kept us at 8th this week, so stayed right where we were even after beating the Bears. They also pointed out the fact that our offense is ranked 2nd, our defense is ranked 20th overall, our special teams is ranked 19th, and our SOS rank is 30. And then it's a long explanation that, you know what? We're going to go ahead and dive into it. We're not going to skip this. This past week was always going to be an interesting test for the Washington Commanders as they face one of the best defenses in the league. But the injury to Jaden Daniels meant we did not get a true glimpse of what they would look like against a top defense. The biggest positive from the last second win on Sunday was that the defense continued to show that it is a solid unit when not facing elite offenses. Wait a minute. Whoa. All of this hype going into this game about the Bears offense is going to be too much for our defense. Don't discredit it now. Don't act like the Bears offense wasn't all that just because now that we beat them. Don't do that. But also, continuing with the article, it is easy to doubt the Commanders' credentials when you think that they have played the third easiest schedule in the league. Don't do that, because I hate that stat too, because you know the reason why everybody that we've played has losses? Because we beat them to give them those losses. If we would have lost those games, we would not have the third easiest schedule in the league. I'm not saying it would be the toughest. It would go from the third easiest to the third toughest, but it's literally the third easiest because those teams that we've beaten have losses because we gave them those losses. Either way though, but they have the ninth easiest remaining schedule, so things do not get much harder from here. And I'll take that. I can see that because we haven't played those teams yet except for the Giants. But the defense is not incredible by any means. Hey, stop hating. But they have done well restricting opponent scoring, allowing the 10th most points per game this year. The Commanders need to make sure they do not overlook the Giants this week. I agree. With the Steelers and Philadelphia Eagles looming on the horizon in weeks 10 and 11. That week 11 game with the Eagles is the first of two that could decide the direction of the NFC East. I completely agree there. Then as far as being ranked 9th, the score actually took us from last week 8th to down to 9th. That's the only one I think in this whole article that we're going to talk about that actually put us down. As a matter of fact, no, there are a couple of people that de-ranked us. A few of them. Actually, I think all of the last ones we're about to get to actually put us at a lower level after the Bears win. We'll get there. We'll see what the explanations are. So starting with the score that is ranked 8th last week, after the Bears, we went down to 9. Washington's defense played well against Chicago, but the team will still need to do a better job of slowing down opposing quarterbacks if it wants to be a Super Bowl contender. Through 8 weeks, the Commanders defense ranks dead last in EPA per drop back. Stop hating. Stop hating, man. Hey, man, chill out. Don't pay attention to that stat, man. We're going to ignore that one. All right, then you have 10th. Bleacher Report last week ranked 9th, and now they have us ranked 10th. Bleacher Report will be the only one that I skip because they write like an entire essay for every single team that they have in their power rankings. So if you want to go check out what they said, you can go check that one out on Bleacher Report because that one's crazy long. Then you have NFL trade rumors. They had us ranked 9th last week, 10th this week, so another team that made us go down. They said 4 field goals and the most insane play of the season. The Washington offense struggled to finish drives all day until it mattered most. Daniels outplayed Bears quarterback Caleb Williams in a battle of the number 1 and number 2 overall picks in the draft. I mean, yeah, he did outplay him. I feel like it's not even necessarily close, but it is what it is. They felt like we deserved to go down after that win. Then you have the Ringer Lee. Shouts out to him. Had us ranked 12th last week. Now we're 10th. So we'll take that. At least that's one of these people down here that actually increased our ranking. They said rookie quarterback Jaden Daniels will have that Hail Mary for the rest of his life. But what he did through the first 59 minutes playing through a rib injury is the real story of the game in Washington's incredible season. Thank you. His poise under pressure didn't wane against the Bears, even though it was clear that he couldn't move around as freely as he normally does. Thank you. Chicago caused this Washington offense some major problems on third downs, but Daniels is showing he's one of the league's best quarterbacks in high leverage situations. Thank you. Nothing seems to be knocking this offense out of its rhythm, and at this point I don't have a good reason to believe a fall off is coming. Thank you. That was one of the biggest compliments on one of our lowest rankings on the whole video. That's crazy. Then you have Odd Shark that had us ranked 9th last week. Now we're 12th. I don't know what we did so wrong, but it is what it is. Keeping it pushing. Shouts out to Big Cat right here. You know he always has his really interesting and unique power ranking system. I mean, you have the juggernauts at the top, you have the Super Bowl contenders, and then we're the playoff teams, and then you have the Steelers right under that, and it just keeps going down and down and down. If you want to take a look at this like long term, you can pause it and, you know, maybe if you want to zoom in on it and things like that, but we're just gonna go ahead and keep on pushing. I just wanted to make sure y'all had the picture there so you can see it if you want to keep looking at it even longer. Now also, shouts out to my boy Mark Tyler. I'm assuming this has to be fake because he tweeted earlier today that Adam Rank has Washington ranked 29th in his latest power rankings. There's no way. I hope that he's lying. And the fact that I can even believe that this is true says enough about Adam Rank in itself that he's just that much of a hater. If that is true, that is insane. But again, just the fact that I even have a slight doubt that maybe he is telling the truth is scary in itself. And I know y'all saw him hating on Jaden Daniels after the game on Twitter too. He had his Bears hat on and everything, just hating, just completely discrediting everything that we did. I was thinking about showing that clip here, but I don't want to give Adam Rank too much attention because that's clearly what he's looking for. I'm not going to feed into that. And then also shouts out to Tyler Webb for this one. He pointed out the chance of making the playoffs after week 8 of the NFL season, just based on win-loss records, the remaining schedule, seeding, and things like that. As you can see, the Commanders have an 81% chance of making the playoffs. And I guess if you wanted to take this and do a power ranking of it, we are 6th in his power ranking, even though this isn't exactly a power ranking, but I'll take it. And then also, shouts out to this Super Bowl prediction right here, the Super Bowl odds. Shouts out to Bovada, shouts out to Computer Cowboy for providing the graphic. Right now, the Washington Commanders, according to this graphic, has an 8% chance of winning the conference and going to the Super Bowl. And then we also have a 3% chance of winning the Super Bowl right now. I will take those chances because I bet those numbers were 0.000 something before this season started. So an 8% chance to go to the Super Bowl and a 3% chance to win it. And I'm just going to be petty and be happy about the fact that we're ahead of the Falcons here. Now, I'm not sure why the Eagles are ahead of us. I'm just going to take that as hate and as pure disrespect, but it is what it is. But the other teams that are ahead of us, I'm not too mad at it, but I'm happy to see that we're up there in that top 10. I love it. Let's do it, man. Super Bowl contenders, let's do it. But yeah, man, that's the end of this video. Please get in the comment section. Let me know how you feel about everything discussed in the video. Please stiff arm that like button, stiff arm the subscription button, and stiff arm the bell next to that subscription button so you get notification each and every time I release an informative and opinionated video just like this one. Make sure you stay tuned to all of the content. I'm working on another video that'll come out even later tonight, like / early this morning, like maybe 4, 5, 6 a.m. So be on the lookout for that. I'm about to spam. I have so many videos that I want to talk about. Like I'm working on a video explaining how, and it's going to be a film breakdown with advanced stats breaking down, and I'm going to show you the plays how Tyreek Stevenson had the worst day of his life, even outside of just a Hail Mary. I'm also working on a Jaden Daniels is the best rookie quarterback in NFL history video. I'm gonna give you examples, why, stats, and all of that, and why he's also the 2024 MVP. I'm also working on a video on Terry McLaurin is having a ridiculous season, an even better season than most Commanders fans probably even realize. So be on the lookout for those videos. I'm coming with another one late tonight / early tomorrow morning, and then I'm gonna spam y'all with even more videos throughout the day. We're doing like 2-3 videos a day, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Do not leave this video without leaving a like. I really appreciate y'all. Make sure you definitely get in the comment section. Let me know how you feel about these power rankings. Please make sure you get in the comment section. Tell me how you feel exactly about everybody's opinions, where they have us ranked. How do you feel about some people actually de-ranking us a little bit and having us slide down their power rankings after beating the Bears? So let me know how you feel about all of that. I'm going to try my best to read and reply to as many comments as possible. I really appreciate y'all. I'm going to catch y'all later. I'm out.